Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Andi Musyahidah Mawaddah with ID number 021 from class PBI A. So in this video, I would like to explain about my understanding in the scope of discourse analysis. In human's life, it's surrounded by message which continuously pass down from one person to another. So what the main purpose of this expressing the message? The main purpose is same like the communication itself. It's to give an information about something from one person to another person. What do people do to convey their message? The message can be conveyed to another person through a communication in written text and spoken interaction. The spoken interaction is the primary medium to express a message, while the written text is the secondary one. So the scope of discourse analysis in this area of spoken and written discourse. What is spoken discourse? The spoken discourse concerning about in this area of spoken and written discourse. What is spoken discourse? The spoken discourse concerning about a language. A language is verbally used by using speech in communication. It constitutes a series of conventional system of sound. The actual representation of spoken discourse itself is speaking. So, to understand the spoken discourse, we must understand what speaking is. The speakings, according to Richard 2008, is people use speaking to employ three major of function. First is as interaction, the second is as transaction, and the last is as a performance. Speaking as interaction display the interactional function such as to establish social interaction, to focus on satisfying the participants' social needs, and interactive and requires two-way participation. It involves two or more people to meet in some place and talking about more than one topic. It's usually used many rejoinders such as really, oh no, or many others during the interaction. The interactional function indicates the most frequent activity of talking. For most people, that is conversation. Conversation, as the most frequent spoken discourse, can take place in two different contexts, namely in classroom, or also known as classroom conversation, and in social life, or known as casual conversation. The distinctions between classroom and casual conversation, namely, in casual conversation, people do not put their hands up before they talking, while in classroom conversation, the students must raise their hand before they speak. According to partners, teachers rarely ask questions to which they do not already know the answer in real life. But in real-life conversation, people normally ask questions to find out something they want to know. Lemon states that in classroom, teachers are expected to follow up the pupils' response with some kind of evaluation, while in outside classroom or in casual conversation, this type of follow-up would be quite out of place and rarely to be used. In casual conversation also, there exists quite complicated machinery for ordering speakers' turns sequentially, but in classroom conversation, it's usually the teachers, the ones who decide who will speak next, and for how long they will speak. Sinclair and Coulthard show that classroom discourse have rules in their have a structure when they using in classroom, namely the teachers initiates what they wanna give to the pupils, and then the pupils give a response, and then the teacher evaluates the pupils' response, and then and also give a feedback, and after that the pupils will take this response or feedback as a sign that what they give the response wrong or right. But in normal conversation, these structures would sound strange and couldn't even be offensive. As students, we usually use the classroom conversation in our study. So we need to know what is classroom conversation. So the classroom conversation is a special variety of language used by teachers and students in their interaction. The special styles of classroom conversation, namely, first, the teachers tend to simplify their speech, and then the teachers and students their interaction are limited by time and space, and then the teachers and students commonly use the foreign language to practice and to develop their communication skills. But the ones who speaks more is the teachers, not the students. And then teachers and students communicate due to teaching and learning interests, but not in natural interaction. The reason for discourse analysis of classroom conversation, first, to show its typical characteristic in terms of structure, function, and others. And then to encourage the student to know and to use the characteristic when they are in a classroom setting. And the last is to see what going on in the classroom and to evaluate the end product of teaching and what the students gonna have. What to do to carrying out the discourse analysis in classroom conversation. According to Richards and Smith, the focus of discourse analysis for classroom conversation, namely, first, the sentence cohesion, second is turn-taking, the third is the relationship between sentences, the fourth is speech moves, and the last is speech acts. I think that's all from me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.